Are Plague Marines lore accurate on the tabletop? And this is going to surprise a lot of people, but I think the answer is no.
If you've read the lore, these are Marines from back during the Heresy that have been infected with Nurgle's toxins, and their armor is rotting away.
So technically, the bodies of these Marines are like weak and small, but they're just really durable. The cool ass models that you see on the tabletop, they appear more like what a modern day Space Marine infected by Nurgle would look like, instead of these old companies of Mortarion that come from 30K. They should look more gauntly.
Yeah.
And you kind of see it in some of the sculpts. There's one sculpt in specific where like the hand is just like this super weak, like almost like the little hand from Scary Movie.
That's exactly what I was thinking. This is my strong hand.
Yeah, that one.
What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, joined here with
Gershwin.
And today it's weather as we continue on talking about more of your questions, because we answer them here at the Greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. Also, it's not Orktober anymore, even though we have Orc codexes behind us. We haven't switched out the sets. It's actually Nurvember. That's what we're going with, right?
Yeah, Nurvember, whatever you want to call it. It's all about in dedication to the grandfather of pestilence.
So what we're going to do this entire month is focus on Plague Marines, Demons of Nurgle, just Nurgle in general, because it's fun. It's fun to have these faction-focused months where we just talk about one topic. And if you guys have questions for us for Nurgle questions, just ask away. We will be answering some questions from October still, because it was just last month. But yeah, let's get into it. And the first question is, are Plague Marines lore accurate on the tabletop? And this is going to surprise a lot of people, but I think the answer is no.
Yeah. Oftentimes people think that just because you've read the books that the gameplay of Warhammer, depending on edition and edition, plays out just like that. That's not the case. Because if that was the case, Space Marines would wipe pretty much everything out with little to no effort. However, when it comes to the Plague Marines, if you've read the lore, these are Marines from back during the Heresy that have been infected with Nurgle's toxins, and their armor is rotting away, there's cracks, they've been mutated with tentacles, pustules, and oozing out all this nastiness. But in reality, they don't feel the pain. Nurgle's blessing them, and they're happy to have these new boons, and they're so happy that they're going out to spread it to all of sentient life.
Yeah, so when in the lore, especially in like the latest or one of the big popular Plague Marine books, it talks about how the bodies of these warriors from the 30K era are atrophying because Nurgle is the god of atrophy. So technically, the bodies of these Marines are like weak and small, and like, but they're just really durable. So to like carry on with the Black Carapace and all that kind of stuff, it's possible, but in reality, the cool ass models that you see on the tabletop would be more, they appear more like what a modern day Space Marine infected by Nurgle would look like, instead of these old companies of Mortarion that come from 30K. So that's just one of the big things with a Plague Marine. They should look more gauntly.
Yeah.
And you kind of see it in some of the sculpts. There's one sculpt in specific where like the hand is just like this super weak, like almost like the little hand from Scary Movie.
That's exactly what I was thinking. This is my strong hand.
Yeah, that one. And I think that is what a Plague Marine should look like. But instead, we get these like massive beasts in cataphractii armor, and yeah, the cataphractii armor is like has a bunch of holes and all that kind of stuff, or it looks like it's been rusted and decayed. But still, that's one of my gripes with Plague Marines. Not to say that I want skinny Plague Marines. I don't want that.
Although that would be a very cool distinction on the battlefield, where you look at the Space Marine and you automatically know, hey, that Space Marine's been infected with the diseases of Nurgle. Because like you look at every other Marine, they all look the same. The only difference is like their color scheme, really.
Yeah.
But to see an atrophied Space Marine wearing like remnants of 30K era armor, that would be chef's kiss.
Yeah. Now, that's not to say that, like you said, we want to see the Plague Marine models change. I actually think that the Plague Marine model on the tabletop is the best looking out of all the Chaos Gods.
I agree.
My least favorite is Thousand Suns. I think I'm growing like this hatred for Thousand Suns, just because I'm too lazy to pay my Thousand Suns.
Yeah, I play World Eaters. They look amazing, but every time I look at Nurgle, I'm just like, wow, I wouldn't mind having like 500 points of these guys.
I think what it is that a Nurgle army, the details are just like super like it's everywhere.
Yeah, the little details, the oozing, the little cracks and everything, put that all together and it just looks amazing on the tabletop.
Yeah, the Berserker model kit, that came close. It's just that at the end of the day, they're just big, bulky, tough guys.
Which is cool because like you could see World Eaters without their armor and just like rippling muscles and veins.
Yeah.
Where on the other side, it's like you got oozing, atrophied Marines.
Yeah, and they look cool. So tabletop-wise, I do think that the Plague Marine is the best of the Chaos Space Marines, even more so than the Black Legion, which are supposed to be the classic. Like these are the best.
Black Legion's just vanilla.
And then I feel that the Emperor's Children, they tried. There's just something about them that seems a little too cartoony for me.
Yeah, I don't like their stretched out faces either. I prefer them any model really. I prefer them with helmets. But I think hands down, Death Guard are the best looking army. Ever since 8th edition, every time there's a Death Guard release, the models are 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
especially the one with like the big sword on its back, the Terminators with their Man Reapers, scythes. It's really cool.
And a big problem with Plague Marines that I've heard from the tabletop and just like players is that they try to do the whole 7 models per unit because 7 is Nurgle's number and all that kind of stuff. And they try to balance that out by giving you more options in terms of like the weapons that you can carry and all that kind of stuff. But I don't like that. Like you're telling me I'm getting less and it might do better on the tabletop, but not really because it's not doing better on the tabletop. That's annoying.
Yeah. Although I will say Death Guard has been winning a lot of tournaments in recent times. I think they got a nerf recently and they're still pretty good. Their auras of pestilence giving you a bigger and bigger bubble of debuffs for your opponent is really good. Add that to the fact that you can play Mortarion with them. Mortarion, a freaking Demon Primarch, is also going to be a threat, or at least a bullet magnet that'll make the rest of your other army, lumber up the board and just take objectives time and time again.
Yeah, and I would say too that from a hobby perspective, if you are a Plague Marine or any Nurgle player, you have more creative freedom than you actually think, especially now with like how easy it is for you to get green stuff and all of the different little tutorials that you can find online of not just green stuff, but just like kit bashing and creating your own stuff. You can take some really cool ideas and implement them onto like models that normally wouldn't have Nurglified stuff. So what I mean by that is like, so let's say you get a Rhino, you could put the icon of Nurgle and then call it a day. But no, you want to like Nurglify it, and you can definitely do that because it's so easy. It's what is it called? Like it's if you make a mistake, it's okay. Like it's friendly to noobs trying to create stuff because at the end of the day, it's kind of like orcs. You're trying to make something look ramshackled and destroyed. So by you fucking up and making the arm a little too big, a little bit too small, it helps.
Yeah, definitely. And that's just the cool thing about Nurgle. You have so many inspirations to pull from because like zombies are a big theme in Nurgle. You've got demons that you could play around with. You could also play with the Chaos Space Marine kits. Like even going into Age of Sigmar, you have Nurgle models there that you can pull into your own army and it'll still fit exactly how you want the army to look. So definitely Death Guard and the armies of Nurgle is a very beginner friendly, especially since you could buy the new kits, and it's usually Space Marines against Plague Guard. So eventually, like even if you just want to start 40K and you have nowhere to start, Death Guard is a good starting place.
What was that? It was 9th edition where, or no, it wasn't 9th.
It was 8th. It was 8th.
It was 8th edition, yeah. I think that was the best box, and we bought like 3 of them. The best starter set because it came with Primaris Marines, which were brand new, and then it came with the Nurgle stuff, the drones, the bloat drones or whatever they're called. Those are so cool looking. So yeah.
Any demon engine of Nurgle just looks amazing, and luckily enough, we do have Docile Creature who plays them, so we get to see them in the flesh as well.
And what's cool is that because there was such a flooding of Nurgle models to the hobby, nowadays I feel like you can buy Nurgle stuff pretty cheap, like on Facebook or whatever. And then again, like if you have a friend who has models and sold them he sold them to you, you could strip the paint off even if you don't do a great job. It's a Nurgle model. It's supposed to look grimy. It looks like it should look like you're shit on it. So yeah, I think I really like that.
Yeah, definitely. You can't go wrong with Nurgle is what we're saying. One of the best Chaos Gods, one of the best Chaos Space Marine armies.
Yeah. And those were the questions for today. Thank you guys so much for sending those questions our way. Obviously, we're just starting the month, so we need more Nurgle questions. Ask away. But we will talk tomorrow.
Yeah, so anything Chaos, anything Nurgle, let us know your thoughts, your deepest desires, and we'll get your answer ASAP. Again, guys, thank you for everything. This has been The Sound Alchemist.
Gersh1.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Oh, if you could put my freedom first in